All right, so let's talk about property flipping. I'm going to talk about concepts first, and then we're going to go into practical applications of property flipping. So, first concept, understanding the basics. Okay, so what's property flipping? Oh, what is the purpose of property flipping? Well, the purpose is simple. You buy a property, make a profit. You buy a property for cheap, you rehab it, make a little rehab, you put it back on the market, you sell it for a profit. Does that make sense? Simple enough, right? Research is important. Knowing the market where the property is located is very, very important. You have to know the market. This is where I'm a little bit weary about those gurus that says, oh, you can just flip properties in Utah and Oklahoma and all this. Well, wait a second. I don't know the market in Oklahoma. I don't know the market in whatever, Mississippi or whatever, right? I want to be able to see the property. I want to be able to see the location of the property. Am I living next to a drug house? Am I living next to you know what I'm saying? It's like what, homeless camps or something? I don't know. I don't know the location of the property. I want to see the property. I want to be able to understand the area. Is the area going down? Is the area going up? Is the area going sideways? Etc. Etc. So now understanding the market is very, very important. Now for this seminar, for this classes, for this example, we're just going to use local data, all right? Because we're not going to go to Minnesota or whatever that is, or Michigan or whatever. Research is key. Knowing your budget, that's important also. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. Finding potential properties, foreclosure auctions, for sale by owner sites, Zillow, etc., etc. We're going to talk about all those in a second. Prospecting, okay, prospecting. By the way, prospecting is the same for finding properties for flip as it is finding for sellers. Right? Prospecting is the same. Telemarketing, door knocking, sending letters, knocking on doors. That's basically what it is, right? So you know the strategies there. Let's talk about, we're going to talk about project profitability, planning and risk and liabilities. Design. Oh, by the way, did I mention that you will be rehabbing the home? So guess what? You're going to need somebody to draw plans for you. And you're going to need a contractor to do electrical and plumbing. And you're going to need a contractor to do work in the house, etc., etc. So you have to have a team of people that are working with you or for you that can help you with all these things. You're also going to have to deal with city inspectors. You're going to have to deal with city inspectors saying that you did it wrong 20 times in a row until you get it right. And that's just the way it is.
Any of these, you have the master of flipping.
I know. And then you have to do zoning regulations.
He flipped a lot, and he kicked out a lot of inspectors of houses.
Right?
Good old days, no?
The good old days. The good old days will come back, hopefully.
But at least you're experienced.
And then project management. Okay, project management. You know what project management means? It means kicking the contractor's butt to get the work done on time, right? Because contractors get busy. And the contractor will come and start installing your electrical panel and leave it halfway done, and then they'll leave. And 3 weeks later, you don't know where they are, right? Because they're working in a different project. So you need to be on top of these things. Property flipping involves a lot of things. It's not just like, oh yeah, everybody can do property flipping. Yeah, everybody can do it, but you have to do it right? And so project management, here's another thing for project management. For those of you who are perfectionists in this room, right? If you're a perfectionist, this is going to be a hard thing to do for you because you want everything perfect, right? You want, you want the countertop to be perfect. You want the tile to be perfect. Guess what? In property flipping, you want to get in, fix it as fast as you can, cut corners if you have to, put it back on the market, sell it, and get your money back. Because every single day that you have that property and not on the market is money that you're losing every single day. So the longer you stay on the property, the more money you're going to lose. We're going to get into numbers in a second. So that's important to remember. Marketing the property, we have a great marketing team here, so you don't have to worry about that. Negotiating the sale. Oh, I mentioned this morning. I saw there's a course by the Pacific Association of Realtors, Pacific West Association of Realtors, in how to become a negotiator. $45. It's not that bad. It's like a day course. You take it, and they teach you techniques on how to become a negotiator. And I think becoming a good negotiator in our business is very, very important. For those of you who are interested, I think it's worth $45. I want to take it myself, but I haven't had the time to do it, unfortunately. Maximizing profit. We're going to talk a little bit about that. The end. Okay, let's talk about practical applications. Let's go over practical applications of this. So the first part of this is the following. The first part is finding the deal. Finding the deal. Guys, the hardest part of property flipping, well, every part is a little difficult, but the hardest part of property flipping is finding the deal. If you become good at finding the deal, you can become a flipper. You can become a flipper, you can become a wholesaler, which is a whole nother thing, right? But finding the deal. Now, we remember at the beginning of the conversation, we were talking about those companies that they announce themselves in YouTube, and then they invite you to a 15-minute meeting, and then they invite you to a seminar where they charge you $5,000 to attend, and then they take you to a boot camp where you have to pay $25,000, and then they take you to private coaching where you have to pay $40,000. At the end of all this, you're paying $100,000 to these people, right? And what are these people actually doing? You know what they're doing? They're just finding more bird dogs for them. They're just finding people to go and find properties for them. Because they end up, at the end of the day, they end up buying the properties and flipping the properties. So you are actually paying them $100,000 so they can make more money off of you. That's basically what it is. Finding the deal is the hardest part of the process. Finding the deal. Now, right now, I'm here to tell you, and we already discussed this at length earlier today. Right now, there's not a lot of deals in California. There's not a lot. I'm sorry, but there's none. You know, everything is selling really fast. Everything is selling over market value. We haven't hit the crash. We had this conversation for over an hour. So we already know where we stand, right? I am going to show you the process on how to find the deals. Now, whether you find a good deal or not, that's going to be a different story. All right, so let's go into the process. There's two ways. No, there's more than two. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 different ways to finding deals. I'm going to show you the easiest ones first, and then we're going to go into the other ones, right? So the easiest way to find deals, all right, is through Matrix. Now, let me be very candid with you in regards to this. Typically, I get newer agents. None of you are new agents, but I get like newer agents that call me, and they're like, Ronnie, you know, I was doing an open house, and I find myself a good client. This guy is an investor. He wants to flip properties. And I'm like, sure. You know, like, I don't want to hurt your feelings, but you didn't find an investor. He found you, and he found you and another 13,000 real estate agents that he's working with, right? If you're dealing with an investor, watch this. If you're dealing with an investor that is looking for properties for flip, chances are that investor already has access to the MLS. More so, they probably have access to more properties than you do. They probably have access to Connected Investors, which is a platform where they have properties for sale, trustee sales, probate sales, and things like that. They probably have access to, you know, a CLO premium account. They probably have access to foreclosure data. They probably have access to all of these other things, right? Because an investor who's truly an investor, a flipper who's truly a flipper, that is their job. Their job is to flip properties. So this is the kind of people that wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, open the MLS before anybody else opens the MLS. They open the MLS to see the properties that were listed last night. And at 5 o'clock in the morning, they're analyzing property. They're finding profitability on properties. By 8 o'clock in the morning, they already sent out 6 or 7 offers. Does that make sense? That is what a true investor does. And I'm going to show you the process that they follow. I'm going to show you the process right now. Because if you truly want to become an investor, you want to dedicate time to become an investor or a flipper, this is what you need to do. You need to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. You need to look at the MLS. You need to find those deals that were listed last night, yesterday night, before anybody else sees them. And by 8 o'clock in the morning, you need to have 5 or 6 offers out the door and negotiating those offers. That's what an investor does, right? All right, so how do we find properties in the MLS? We're going to go through different concepts on how to find properties. So we're going to go into the MLS right now. Let's get into the MLS right now. And the first process is super simple. It's not complicated at all right? So we're going to go into search. And you can go into residential income if you're looking for multiple properties. You can go to cross property if you want. So you can do like cross property. You can do commercial property. You can do residential income, etc., etc. And we're going to look at properties that are either coming soon or active. All right. And in this case, I'm just going to do a county just to make it simple. it's preferably it's better if you do a smaller area than a county, but for right now and for the example purposes, I'm just gonna do the county of Los Angeles, right? And then on the price, we're gonna do, let's say, $700,000 or less. Okay, so let's do $700,000 or less. Okay, so far this is what we have on the screen, right? We have properties that are coming soon or active, right, in Los Angeles, right, under $700,000. Let's say for now, for the purpose of this example, that's your limit, right? So the first way of finding properties is going into property description. If you go to property description right here, when an agent puts a property in the MLS, they write a property description. And in the property description, they leave words that become searchable terms. So for example, they may say, this house is a fixer. So fixer, the word fixer becomes a searchable term. So what we're going to do here is we're going to put the word fixer right here, fixer, right there, fixer, right? And when we put the word fixer right here in the bottom, it's going to tell you how many matches there are, right? Now you will see that there are 0 matches, and there's a reason for that. I made this a point because I want to make sure that you understand this, because agents call me all the time. I can't find it. I'm going to tell you the reason why. The reason why is because the word fixer has to be inside of asterisk. You have to put it inside of asterisk. So you have the word fixer inside of asterisk. Now it has become a searchable term. Does that make sense? So now if we do that, you're looking at 139 matches. So if I were to go to results right here, give me 1 second. My mouse died. Okay, let's do it with the hand. If I go to results right here, give me 1 second. Okay. If I go to results, come on, work. Why are you not working?
I've been working since 8 o'clock in the morning, too.
I know. Tell me about it. Let me go.
This morning.
Oh, there you go. Okay, if we go to results right here, and you open any of these 139 properties, we're going to open one right now. I think it's because the internet is a little bit slow, so it's a little sluggish. You will see that on the property description, you will find the word fixer. Does that make sense? So every single word that is in the property description becomes a searchable term. So we'll go back to the criteria. Let's go back to the criteria. Okay. And now we are going to add another term. So we're going to put a comma. You have to put a comma and then another term. And we are going to put cash only. Cash only. So cash only. So now watch what's going to happen. We're going to go from 139 matches.
The field net asterisk?
Inside of the asterisk, yes.
Cash only.
Yeah, cash only. So we went from 139 to 152, right? So the number increased because we added another term. I can add another term here, and I can put flip. I can put flip for flipping properties, or this is a flip or whatever. And once I put flip, comma, asterisk, flip, asterisk, the number increased to 182. So by adding more terms, I can add more properties to the list. So now that you have that list, here's what you can do. You can save it. You can save it as a search. So when you come to your computer, you can just click a button instead of having to do the whole process again. You can just click a button because it's now saved in your desktop on your portal, right? And then it's saved, and every morning you can come in and you can look at the new list because it's going to refresh every day, right? Here's another thing that you can do. You can set up a email campaign for yourself, right? Like as if you were the buyer, right? So now you can save it as an email, an auto email. So when you save it as an auto email, every morning you receive that email at whatever particular time you want to receive it. You can put it in there whatever time you want to receive it. And now you receive an email every single morning with all those properties. Does that make sense, right? So if you're interested in property flipping or investing, this is one way to do it. So this is one way to do it, all right? This is not the only way, but this is the one way to do it. So I'm going to go back to results here for a second. I'm going to go back to results. Okay, and now we're going to go here to choose one property. So did I put under 700,000? Why that one is coming up? I did put on the, oh, did I put 7 million or 700?
7 million.
Yeah, okay, not 7 million. All right, 700,000. That's 700, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. All right, so now we go back to results here. So we have 88 matches right now. Okay. So now we have this one here in Los Angeles. Bandera Street, number 2, is 2 units. All right. Square footage 1531. All right. Days on the market is 0 because you get like the new ones first, right? And it says leave one, rent the other. Very great opportunity. Let's see what it says here. Nice street parking, blah blah blah.
Already flipped
Where does it say flip?
on the picture.
Flipped and upgraded. The second.
No, but the word that I used was cash flip. Okay.
Yeah.
hold on.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
here.
flip.
It's studio flip.
Oh, right here, flipped and upgrade. Okay, so flip.
And
So maybe that's not a good word to use. Maybe something else, or some.
Fix it up.
Cash
Fix it up.
That one's already fixed.
Yeah, that one is already flipped. Yeah, that's already flipped. So let's look at another one here really
Melvin
quick.
did that.
Melvin did that. Yeah. Let's look at another one here. All right. Come on, please help me. Please. I know, right? It's like when I'm working by myself, it runs perfectly. Then when I do live trainings, it's all sluggish. And now why the map is loading? I didn't ask for the map to load. All right, that's okay. Let's just give it a minute. Okay, let's go back to the criteria. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do the next one here. Next, I'm just gonna do like 2 or 3 so you can see them. This one here, incredible fixer opportunity. There you go, right? Now, obviously,
84.
watch this. Let me tell you something. Let me give you my advice, right? If you see a fixer that has been on the market 184 days, guess what that means? That means nobody wants that property. So if nobody wants that property, guess what? You probably should skip that property because nobody else wants it. You know what I mean? If nobody else wants it, it may not be a good deal. And I tell you this because I also have agents coming to me.
Avalon in Manchester, yeah.
They have agents coming to me and
South
saying,
Central right now.
Ronnie, I found this great
20
deal.
fixer? Too much.
Right. The people say, hey, Ronnie, I found this great deal, right? And I'm looking at it and I'm like, doesn't look like a deal to me, right? But, I always give people the benefit of the doubt. So I said, okay, I'll tell you what. Let's test this theory a little bit, right? Let's send this information without the address, to all the investors we have. We tell them we have a property in this zip code, this is the bedroom, this is the bathroom, this is the square footage, this is the sales price. And let's see if anybody wants it. And I'm here to tell you that if nobody wants it, that means it's not a good deal. Does that make sense, right? If other investors who have been in the business for a while, that this is their job, is to find properties for flip, and if none of those people want that property, guess what? Maybe it's not a good opportunity. Does that make sense, right? All right, so that's just a few ideas that you can, we can share. So this property on the market 184 days is not a good opportunity. Not for that price. Maybe for a lower price, but not for that price. Which one is this?
The condo most
You don't want to do condominiums and townhouses. It's a pain in the ass to work with the association, so you may want to remove those from the list. Okay, so we're gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna show you the other way of doing it. Okay, this one here. Okay, so located fixer, centrally located fixer. Okay, semi-restore, blah 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 blah. Okay. You may want to look at that, look at the price, etc. Okay, so this is one way of finding properties in the MLS. This is one way, all right? So the one way that I show you right now is by doing the property description. So you pick up coming soon and actives, you pick up the county or zip code that you want, you pick up the type of properties that you want. Right now I didn't select anything, but when you're doing this with time, you can do it on your own and you can select the type of properties you want, etc. You can select the type of sale, real estate owned or probates or trustee sales or something, and then you put the property description. So far this is clear, right? This is clear. This is one way of doing it. Now let's forget about that one way. Let's forget about that way because I'm going to show you a different way of doing it. The next way of doing it is looking for properties by price per square feet. Price per square feet. We're going to get into that now. Okay? So for that, we're going to have to narrow it down to a specific area. And the reason why that is because if I were to run an analysis right now of the median price per square feet in Los Angeles County. As a matter of fact, I don't even have to do that. I show it to you. It's right here. It's in InfoSparks. If I go to price per square feet right there. See, this is the average, right? The average in Los Angeles County, which is red, the average right now is $571 per square foot. Now, that's the average. Does that mean that every city in Los Angeles County, the price per square foot is $571? I don't think so. Because in Lancaster, the price per square foot is like $375 or $350. So it's lower than that, right? So when we do the next search, we're going to have to do it by specific areas. We really need to know what the price per square foot in that specific area is. So the first thing that I'm going to do, this is the first time that I'm going to do. So we're going to scratch everything I said before. We're going to start brand new, right? The first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select a specific area. And in this case, we're going to use, let me see, let's do Palmdale. Okay, Palmdale comes to mind. So let's do Palmdale. Okay, now, as a matter of fact, let's do a zip code. Let's do a zip code instead of the city. Let's do just a zip code. Anybody knows the zip code in Palmdale?
93 in Palmdale.
I'll find it, don't worry. Palmdale zip code. All right, so let's do a zip code in Palmdale. 93510. All right, let's do 193,510. So 93510. Postal code. Where's the postal code here? I don't see it. Here it is. Postal code. 93510. 93510. That's Palmdale. All right. So we have. We're gonna remove these comments here. We're gonna remove those. So this is what we have on the screen. We have coming soon and actives properties under $700,000. I'm not gonna put anything else. I'm just gonna leave it as that. And under the zip code 93510. So we have 82 matches. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to figure out what the average price per square feet is in the area. That's the first thing that we need to do. We need to figure out what is the average price per square feet in the area, right? This is land. No, we're gonna have removed that. Let me go back to criteria. Yeah, we're gonna remove those. So we're gonna do
Single family only.
no, actually we're gonna go into building. Let me see, where's the building on this? Because I'm using the cross property. That's the reason why the building is probably not there. That's okay. I'm just gonna use, here it is, property subtype. So I'm gonna use single family. Let's use just single family residence.
That's it.
Well, we can do also duplex and triplexes and things like that. Let's do single family for now. Just let's keep it simple. All right, there's only 6. That's not enough. Let's do another zip code. 93543. So let's do 93543. Let's see. 19. That's better. Okay, that's better. All right. So we're doing zip code 93543. We're gonna see the results. Again, single family homes. That one is in the mountains. Okay, so all right, whatever. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do, we have a list of properties. This is the list of properties. So we're gonna do like a small CMA, like a very quick CMA. All right, because we're gonna get the price per square feet, the average price per square feet. So what we're going to do here is we're gonna select all the properties. And then we can probably do a CMA, but this one is complicated. I don't like this one. So we're going to do, there's actually one CMA under print that I think is going to work. Let me see. Because I typically use Cloud CMA, but I think also under print there's actually a CMA that you can use. Because all we need to know is what is the average price per square feet. That's all we need to know. So I think this one right here, print to PDF. So let's watch that one there. And like I said, this process is super simple and easy. It's not really complicated. So we find the properties in a specific area, in a specific postal code, and then what we're looking for is right there. Price per square feet, right here. Sorry. Okay, right. Nope. Higher. Right here. Price per square feet. You see what it says here? Median and average. Median and average. So that's the price per square feet, right? So we're looking in this zip code based on all of these properties that are for sale or sold or whatever. And you have to select sold and active and all that. The price per square feet is 290. So the average price per square foot on that area is $290 per square foot. That's the average. So as an investor, flipper, in my mind, this is what in my mind, right? If I can buy a property 70 cents on the dollar, for example, 70 cents on the dollar, right? That means 70% of the average price per square feet. That's possibly a good deal, right? And it doesn't have to be a flipper. It doesn't have to be a fixer-upper. We're not using any of those terms. If I can just find a property that the price per square feet for sale, the price per square feet is less than $290 per square foot, maybe that's a good deal. Does that make sense to you, right? So if we take the $290, which is the average, or $299 in this case, right? $299 per square foot, and we multiply, let's say, by 70% or 70 cents on the dollar, that puts us at around $209 per square foot. So if I can find properties that are for sale for $209 per square foot, maybe they will become a good deal. Does that make sense, right? And they don't have to be fixers. They don't have to be fixers. They can just be a good deal. So now what we need to do now, we're gonna go back to search, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna use the same criteria that we had. Let me go back to the results here. We're gonna use the same criteria, but this is what we're gonna do. The same results, the same criteria. Give me 1 second. But we're gonna add one thing to that criteria that we had. That criteria we just created, we're just gonna add one more thing. So let me show you what that is. So this is the criteria, all right? So the criteria, 19 results is not a lot, so it'll probably be better to do it in a bigger area, maybe a couple of zip codes, because that's just not enough. But if you go here, right, and we put active and coming soon, right, and the zip code that we established already, which is this one right here, 93543, watch this. We're going to go here to where it says additional fields in the bottom of the page, additional fields, and we're going to add a field called price per square feet. So we're going to look for the field right now. So we're going to add it. So we're going to go to add the field. I have it right there?
Yeah.
Oh, right there. Okay, sorry. I missed it. Sorry about that. I already added it then. Yeah, okay. So we're going to add that field from the additional fields. We're going to add that field. And we're going to put here 209, and we're going to put minus. Minus means from 209 and lower than 209. So they're going to get the results here. But in this case, there's none. Because what did I tell you about the market right now, right? Still seller's market. There's not a lot of inventory selling for lower than market value, unfortunately. Now, if we were to do a bigger area, and let's say, for example, let's assume, I'm just for example purposes, I'm not saying this is true, but let's assume that $290 per square foot is in the entire city of Palmdale, right? So if I were to go to Palmdale, and again, I'm not saying this is true, I'm just saying for example purposes, let's say that 290 is the average in Palmdale, right? And there's still nothing. Jesus Christ. Okay. Whew. All right. Oh, maybe because I click on assume here. Okay, let's turn that off.
11.
Okay, there's 31. All right, so watch this. So assuming that the entire city of Palmdale, which I know is not true, but assuming the entire city of Palmdale, the price per square feet is $290 per square foot. There are 31 properties right now that are selling for less than $290 per square foot. Actually, for not less than $209 per square foot. So let's go into this scenario right here. let's pick up. I'm just gonna pick one at random. That's actually a lease. No. We're supposed not because I use cross property, residential here. Okay, that's gonna limit the results. Okay, 14. So let's go back here. Okay, let's look at this property here. That square footage is too big. You're looking for a smaller square footage. You're looking for under 1,700 square feet because and I'm sorry, I should explain this. Understand this. The bigger the house, the bigger the renovation. Does that make sense? So you want small houses. You want tiny homes. 900 square feet, 1,000 square feet, 1,100 square feet, because the bigger the square footage, the bigger the cost of renovation,
That's what
right?
you find in there, you find
Yeah.
it 3,000 square
Right.
feet right there.
Yeah, let me reduce the square footage living area here. Let me reduce it to 14. Let's do 1,500 and less. Let's see. Nothing. Oh my God, there's literally nothing. This is incredible. Yeah, I'm just doing Palmdale. I mean, I don't know. Okay, let's do Lancaster. Okay, let's add another city. There's really nothing there. Nothing selling for less than market value. Not even market value. Nothing selling for less than. Okay, there's a few here. Nothing selling for less than the median average price per square foot. Okay, so let's look at this result here. There's 7. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, there you go.
The mattress right there.
There you go. Right? Hey,
Chicken house.
hey. All right. So now watch this.
French doors.
Now, here the interesting thing about this one, right? There's no property description. So if you were to look for the word fixer or flip or whatever, you're not gonna find it. So this property will not come up in the other result that we did first, but it will come up on this one because the price per square foot that it's selling for is less than $290 per square foot. So let's do a quick scenario. This is a quick scenario. I'm not saying this is perfect or anything like that, but let's say, for example, that this property you were able to rehab it, and now you're able to sell it for $300 per square foot, right? Which is the average that we talked about, right? So we take $784, all right, and we multiply it by $300 per square foot. That gives us a value of $235, which is about $100,000 more than what they're selling it for. Do you see that? Do you understand that concept, right? So this is the concept. The problem is there's really nothing out there. I mean, it's completely empty. We got really nothing going on right now in regards to flips, right? And I'm sorry, but it's what it is, right?
Look at some of those pictures.
Sure. Yeah, let's look at some other pictures. Yeah,
I want to see some of the pictures of that house real quick.
let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this one here. Watch, 199. Okay, this one okay. I probably is in the middle of nowhere, and nobody wants to live there. But let's look at this property. So this property, let's say $300 per square foot multiplied by 1,418 equals 425 minus 199 equals 226. So there's a potential profit, and I'm not saying this is right because I don't even know where the property is located, but just by looking at it really quickly, there's a potential profit of $226,000. Does that make sense? So that's the other way of finding properties. The other way of finding properties is on a price per square foot basis. But in order for this to work, let's review the steps a little bit, right? In order for this to work, you really need to know the area you're searching. You really need to know what the average price per square foot on that area is. That's the first thing. Then you need to deduct 30 to 35% from that price per square feet. So you multiply, $300 per square foot times 65%. 65% would be the maximum that you can pay for that property, right? That would be the next thing. And then once you find the properties, the next step is to figure out whether or not they make good deals or not. Because this house right here, based on the numbers, this house will make sense. But where is this property? From the looks of it, it's in the middle of nowhere, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like where, right? Right.
The description says it all, fire damage.
Right. Fixer upper, sold as is. Look at that. It's like in the middle of nowhere. This is for one of those doomsday preppers, the guys that are waiting for the apocalypse or something. This is perfect for them. the zombie apocalypse or something. You got the fence already. You know.
That's not a good idea. It's near
Walking
Air Force Base.
Yeah.
So
Right.
they're gonna get bombed one way or the other.
So again, so unfortunately, again, there's not a hell of a lot of deals right now.
My cousin
Right?
would buy that one.
Okay.
Florian would buy it.
Florida will probably buy it.
She would buy it.
So look at this one here. Okay, look at this one here. This one looks like a decent, semi-decent property, right? So let's look at the numbers, okay? So 1344 times 300 equals 403 minus 239,900 equals 163. So that one, based on numbers, I'm not saying this is right, I'm just saying based on numbers, there's a profitability of $163,000 on that property, right? So let's go to the next part. Now we're gonna do the next part. The next part is the calculations. We're gonna talk about the calculations now. So the calculations are done through what I call my simple flip calculator. My simple flip calculator. You will find this. I'll show you where to find it in a second. Seminars here. This is it's called the simple flip calculator. I'm going to show you where to find it, okay? Because I don't want nobody calling me and telling me, "Hey, can you send it to me?" No. All right. So if you because it's going to happen. You know it's going to happen, right? And all my tools are available to you, and I organize them and put them nice and neat so you can find them, all right? So if you go to the website, our training website, REAZSeminars.com, and you log in, and you all have a login. You all should have a login, all right? Because you're part of the office, and you should already be in there. But if you're not, just create an account, and I'll register you. So I'm gonna log into my account. Really simple. Okay, I'm just gonna log in really quick. Give me 1 second. Come on. What account am I? Oh, I'm using Mona's account. Never mind. Sorry, I don't have my password saved on this one. Let me go to my account here. All right. Let me close a bunch of windows that I have here because otherwise this is going to move very, very slow. Okay, there you go. All right, so you go to REAZSeminars.com and then you log into your account. This is simple stuff, all right? You're going to REAZ Seminars, log into the account, and once you're there, you can go to the toolbox and you can download it from there. So I'm going to show you where it is. Give me 1 second. Because I'm going to show you other things that you can download from there as well. 1 second. Come on. Hurry up. Hurry up. Okay, here we go. So log in. I'm going to log in. Okay, so I'm gonna log in. This is my test account. Nick the kick. Nick the kick. It's nothing. I didn't know what to put in there, so I just threw in there that Nick the kick. I don't know. It means nothing. So it means absolutely nothing. I promise you. So I'm logging into the account right here. All right, and then once I log in, watch this. Super simple. I'll go to the menu where it says membership levels. I go to affiliated agent because you have an affiliated agent account. I'm going to click on that. And once I'm in there, it's going to be on the download page. That's where all the downloads are, etc. And you go to where it says toolboxes. You go to toolboxes. Let me show you. Toolboxes right here. First thing that comes on the screen, toolboxes. You're going to click on that. And once you click on toolboxes, it's going to show you the link to download. So it's going to be right there, the link. And that's where you find all of the toolboxes, all right? All of the toolboxes are there. You see, all of these toolboxes, they have all the tools that I use. So you're looking for the one that says flips and investments, right there. And once you go there, I wish this was moving faster. Typically it moves like really fast. You can just, okay, so what it says here, it says download. This is the link. So this is the link you need to download. You need to click on. And once you do that, you're going to find all of the tools in there. All right. And then you're going to find for the one called the simple flip calculator. And I'm going to show you how to use it. So this is all related to flipping, all of this. There's ebooks, audiobooks, spreadsheets, presentations, everything in here is related to flips and investments, okay? So you're gonna look for the ones that says simple flip calculator, and then you're gonna download it. You can download all this material. The material is all available for you, so you can download whatever you want. But for this example, I'm just gonna use the flip calculator, this one here. So I'm gonna show you how to use it. It's not complicated. This is super simple. All right, so I created this calculator many years ago, and this is how it works. This is, I call it my data entry sheet. You don't need to fill out much of this information here unless you want to, but this is how it works. First of all, you need to put the number of units. So if it's 1 unit, 2 unit, 3 unit, or 4 units, you need to put the amount of units, because cost of repairs is based also on amount of units, also based square footage and amount of units. So I'm gonna put 1 unit, and this property, we're gonna use that one as an example, right? So this property we found, this one right here, is this one right here, right? So this one right here, the price is $239. Now, are you gonna offer $239? Probably not, right? Why would you, right? The property's been on the market for a while. Maybe you need to offer less than that. But for the example that we're doing right now, let's do 239. Let's do 240. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,344. Okay, so look at the lot size, though. The lot size is 2.5 acres. I'm telling you, doomsday preppers. All right, so okay, go back here. So 1,344. So 1,344. So 1,344, and the lot size doesn't really matter for this example. You don't need to put the lot size. Okay, let's talk about the variance. The variance is, watch this. When properties are listing in the MLS right now, are they selling for less than or more than the listed price? That's what we call a variance, right? And if you do the CMA, you can see the variance, right? If you do a cloud CMA, you can see the variance, okay? Now, I'm telling you right now, because we did the exercise this morning, the variance right now is about 5%. 5% variance. That means that properties are not selling for more than 5% higher, but they're not selling either for less than 5% of the list price of the property. That's the variance right now. It may change in the future, but for right now, it's 5%. So just leave it at 5%. The purchase, okay, so what is the after repair value of the property? The after repair value of the property. Now, the after repair value of the property may be more than 239. We would have to do a market analysis for that. All right, but that's a whole nother class which I taught you before how to do market analysis. So for this example, I'm just going to say that the after repair value of the property, for example purposes, is $275,000. Just for this example, all right? So we're going to put $275,000. That's the after repair value, $275,000. Now, how much are you going to pay for this property? So it's selling for right now for $239,000. Let's say I'm going to pay $200,000. I'm going to pay $200,000. And now let's go into this. Here's where we get into the area of how you can buy properties with no money and no credit. Here's the deal. Almost every hard money lender that I know, almost every one of them, okay, will give you 100% of the purchase price of the property and 100% of the money that you need to repair the property, as long as the combined loan to value does not exceed 70%. So watch this. What do I mean by that? Let's talk about this for a second. If the property is worth $500,000, the after repair value is $500,000. $500,000. Watch this. And you multiply that times 70%. 70%. 350. If you're able to buy that $500,000 property for $300,000 and put $50,000 to repair it, the combined loan on this property, combined loan means purchase price plus repairs. Does that make sense? That's the combined loan. If the combined loans to value does not exceed 70% of the fair market value of the property, the hard money lender will give you the money to buy it. All of the money to purchase it, all of the money to repair it. If you don't have somebody like that, I have plenty of people that will do that for you. I have investors right now who would give you that money. But here's the deal. The combined loan to value cannot exceed 70%. Does that make sense? Right? And this is where all these gurus, they're like, oh, we're going to teach you how to buy properties with no cash and no credit. Just send me $1,000. Dude, it's not a secret. Almost every single hard money lender that I know has this program, the fix and flip program. Every hard money lender. If you don't have one, ask me. I'll give you the phone number. I talked to him last week. As a matter of fact, I told him I was going to call him back during the meeting, and I forgot his phone number somewhere. And I told him, I'm going to call you during the meeting so you can tell the agents. This guy, not only that, this guy told me, he says that right now they're funding up to 80% loan to value, combined loan to value, CLTV, right? Right, up to 80%, right? But at 80%, if you're investing 80% on a property, probably it's not going to make sense financially. We're going to go through the numbers right now, right? Okay, so let's continue with this. So look at this here. The value of the property is $275. In this example, just for this example's sake, you're going to offer $200,000. See what it says here. How much do you plan to offer on this property? $200,000. How much money will you borrow to purchase this property? Let's say $200,000. Let's say $200,000. All right. How much repairs will you need on this property? Well, there's a repair table right here that gives you, based on size and amount of units, it gives you an amount of repairs. Now, this may be right or may be wrong, right? I don't know because I created this table a long time ago. Here's my answer for you. If you have a contractor friend, ask him, how much would it cost me to rehab a property based on a square footage? Most contractors will be able to tell you how much money you will be investing on a property to rehab it based on the square footage of the home. Because guess what? Everything relating to the renovation of the property is based on the square footage. If you buy floors, it's going to be based on the square footage. If you buy paint, it's going to be based on the square footage. If you hire somebody to do the work, it's going to be based on the square footage. So most contractors, they know how much it costs to rehab a property based on the square footage. For the purpose of this class right now, we're going to use one of the examples here. So it says here, semi-rehab, not included roof, $47,000. So we're going to use $47,000 as an example. That's it. How many points are you going to pay? Now, this goes right here. This information here comes from the lender. So you send the lender the scenario. Don't give them the address. Just tell them I have a property in zip code 93510, whatever. The sales price, I'm going to buy it for this much. It's going to cost this much to repair it. I need this much money. What are your terms? Ask them, what are your terms? And the lender will send you their terms. They will tell you, we'll give you the money. This is how many points you're going to pay. This is going to be the interest. This is going to be the term, how many months you're going to have the money for. Simple enough, right? So then when you have that information, you answer this information here. So let's say, for example, they're going to charge you 5 points for the money. Right there, 5 points. Let's say, for example, they're going to charge you 2% interest per month. 2%. They're going to give you the money for 6 months. There you go. Here's the next question. Are you going to use the commission on the purchase? Because when you purchase the property, you're going to get paid a commission, right? Because you're representing yourself, so you're going to earn a commission, right? Are you going to use this commission for the purchase? Yes or no? Let me see. What is the commission for the purchase? If you're going to use it as income, 2.5%. Are you going to pay a commission to the listing agent to resell the property? Well, if you're the listing agent, you're probably not going to charge yourself, right? So probably zero. Next one. Are you going to pay, how much are you going to pay the selling agent on the resale? For example, 3%. Are you going to pay the buyer's closing costs? Yes or no? 0%. Are you going to pay a home warranty? Yes or no? 0%. And all of this data that you put here, let me just ask you this question. If by reading the question, would you be able to answer the question?
Yes.
Does that make sense? It's not that complicated, right? Okay, now, once you put all of this data here, all of this data, go back to this one right here in the bottom, the simple flip calculator, what I call the simple flip calculator. So this calculator is 2 calculators in one. I'm going to start with the one in the bottom. I should have put it backwards. This one on the top, the other one on the bottom. It doesn't matter. And this is what it tells you. Watch this. This is what it tells you. Listen to this. The purchase price is $200,000. The market value is $275,000. The loan to value based from purchase price to the value of the property is 73 cents on the dollar. The combined loan to value that includes the purchase price and the repairs is 90 cents on the dollar. That's too high. We already established that, right? I wanted to show you this so you can see how it works. We need to keep this number under 70%. So this amount of money that you're offering for this property is too high. You're not going to make any money. So let's look at the bottom table. If you were to sell the property at market value after all expenses, and that includes resale expenses, okay, purchase and resale and rehab and all this, you're going to be negative $21,000. Does that make any sense? So this deal is not a good deal, right? Even if you sell it at 5% over asking price, you're still going to be on the hole for $8,000. And if you sell it for 5% less than asking price, you're going to be in the hole for $35,000. So this doesn't make any sense. So what do we need to do, right? So the top table, this right here, this one right here, it's a reverse calculator. A reverse calculator meaning that you put how much money you want to make at the end of this transaction, and the calculator will tell you what is the maximum you can offer for that property, right? So let's say, for example, that I want to make $50,000. I'm just going to pick $50,000. The calculator says that the maximum you can offer on this property is $128,000. Does that make sense, right? So now I can go back here to my data entry sheet, and I can put purchase price $128,000. Loan amount $128,000. I go back to my flip calculator here with a 47% on the purchase, with a 64% on the repairs, with the repairs included. Now, if we sell the property at market value, I'm going to cash out $60,000. Does that make sense? You can even go a little bit higher, maybe 138. So let me go to 138 here. 138. All right, and then we go here, and there you go, 49,738, and that includes all of the cost of the money, the cost of the points, the cost of the interest, the cost of the resale, everything included. This is how much money you can make based on what? Based on the data entry right here. So making your data entry right here, doing good, like what did you say? Accurate. That's the word I was saying. Putting accurate information here is going to give you accurate information here. Now, if you put bad information here, it's going to get bad results at the end. Does that make sense? And this is it. This is so simple. This is not complicated. See, the part of analyzing properties, analyzing profitability, getting the money to buy those properties, that's not hard. I promise you, that's not hard. The hardest part of this process is finding the deal.
That's based on paying 5% and then 2% interest for 6 months.
In most cases.
You gotta
get in and out really fast.
You gotta get in and out. You gotta have the team ready to rehab that property. They can't delay you, or else there goes your profit.
That's right.
The longer you take, a month extra there, half a month, a few more days.
Watch how it's gonna change, right?
You gotta close escrow by then, right?
Right. Let's see how it's gonna change, right? So right now, based on this scenario, we had a profit of $50,000, give or take. If you spend, instead of 6 months, you spend 12 months, your profit goes down to $27,000. $25,000 out the door. $23,000 out the door because you spend an extra 6 months on this property.
Ronnie,
Yeah. Yes.
the money for rehab
Yes.
includes also paying for the contractors and all that?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, the lender will not give you the money. They never give you the money. They buy the property outright. They buy the property. They give you a note against the property. So you don't title, but they have the note against the property. And the money they give you for rehab, they give it directly to the contractor. They don't give it to you because they already know that if they give it to you, you may spend it on other things, right? So the way that they do it is they give you a 10% advance to the contractor so they can start the work, and they give 10% or 15% every couple of weeks as the work is progressing.
That's
Yeah.
to show progress.
Of course, of course. Like I said, look, guys, let's understand this. Investors, true investors in the business of real estate, and lenders, true lenders in the business of real estate, they're not stupid people. They're very smart people, and they know what they're doing, and they've been doing it for a long time, and they know what they're doing. So you're not going to be able to present a deal that you're like, okay, I know it's not a deal, but let me present the deal and make it look like a deal. They know. And as a matter of fact, I'm here to tell you that, well, here's the thing. You should have in your roster of investors on one side and lenders on another side, hard money lenders that is, you should have a minimum of 30 or 40 of them. And I'll tell you the reason why. Because when you send the deal to them, out of the 30, maybe 1 or 2 are going to be interested. Not everybody's going to be interested. Let me tell you this, right? But let me tell you this other thing too. If you send that deal to 30 hard money lenders or 50 hard money lenders and no one is interested, you better rethink your deal. Because maybe it's not a deal at all. Does that make sense? Because these people will do their own analysis. They will drive to properties. They will look at aerial shots. They will look at market data. They will do regression analysis. These people are smart people. These people know more about the market than we do, right?
But how can they do it when you don't give them the address?
Well, no, I'm saying before they give you the money. Now, to begin, obviously, you try not to give them the address unless you have the property under contract, right? But obviously, you're not going to get under contract probably until you get the funds necessary to do it. But at one point, you're probably going to have to give them the address. But what I'm saying is, when they look at the deal, they will not give you a penny unless they make sure that this is a good deal. But if you find a good deal, and if you do find a good deal, that
Tell
makes
me
sense,
so I can buy it.
right? This morning I was saying this. Forgive me, but it's true. A lot of agents get so happy when they find an investor that is looking for a deal, right? Because I want to work with the investor to get him a deal, right? And get a commission, right? Guys, if you find a good deal, buy it yourself. Why are you going to give it to the investor for? Does that make sense, right? What, you're willing to work for an investor so you can earn, what, $10,000 commission? When you can actually, if you find a really good deal, you can earn 4 or 5 times more that amount, right? So, yeah, so that's that. Let me, yeah, go ahead. Hold on, I need to close something here. Go ahead.
The loan, can they give loan without collateral if you're not going to put in anything at all?
Yeah, they do. The collateral is the home.
The home itself?
The home itself is the collateral. Like I said, that's why it has to be a good deal.
I want to also emphasize here that, like you said, they own the property. You're just part of the note. You're part of the title, but you are in charge of the project.
Yeah,
You have to make sure it gets rehab.
yeah.
So you do have to work. You do have to show up